Hello, everyone, and welcome to Straw Hat Crusaders, the One Piece and JoJo podcast. This is a podcast.
I didn't know we were starting.
Hayden broke a cardinal fucking rule that you let the opener speak. You let him talk.
I didn't know we were starting. I just want to talk about the dots in my teeth.
Hayden, exactly.
I thought it would be funny if I started right. Should we start this over?
Yes.
No, keep it going.
Hey everyone, welcome to Straw Hat Crusaders. Stop laughing. The One Piece. Oh God. We're a full minute in. I haven't got the title. This has to start.
No, you're good. You got it. You keep going. Power through.
Y'all are fucking drunk. Y'all
Welcome,
are
everyone.
slizzard right now.
Welcome everybody to the Straw Hat Crusaders podcast. My name is Clayton Chalman.
I'm Josh.
I'm Hayden Hartrick.
I'm Adriana.
And this is a podcast where we talk about One Piece and JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
What's
we
that?
make them fight, and sometimes we make them kiss. That being said, you should be able to look at the episode description for what chapters and episodes we're going to be talking about if this is your first episode you're listening to. But, guys, how are y'all doing?
Doing really good.
Josh is
Great.
doing really good.
Yeah.
Adriana's
Yeah,
doing great.
I'm doing great.
Can we get a soundboard that is every single character in all of the shows moaning?
Hayden's
so that's how
horny.
Hayden is
Hayden
doing.
is horny.
Hayden is
Hayden
really
has
horny.
a Smirnoff Ice.
Oh,
he is down
God.
to well over half of it.
Yeah.
He is down.
Oh no, a 4.5% drink. Really gonna fuck me up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's disappearing before my eyes.
That's how.
I
drinking
mean,
works.
it's fucking you up to a moan soundboard level.
I
That
Stone
seems
Cold
like
Sober
classic Hayden.
want a moan soundboard. I think it'd be so funny if it's like
like an 8th grade
it's the
boy.
Zorro button.
Oh god.
This
Wow,
is
okay.
him, actually.
We should just cut that in and replace it later.
Uh-huh.
I'll
In
do all the
post.
voicing.
This is Hayden normally, actually.
It-
This
this
is
really
him.
is. This really is.
Hayden normally.
I feel like my soul's
Normally-
finally been freed.
Yeah.
Okay.
True. I do want to get a soundboard for all of our podcasting needs eventually, not just moaning stuff, but for
But primarily.
our other podcasts as well, to be able to play
What
little
other
clips.
podcast, Clayton?
We'd also be able to play the bits that Josh.
He's such
I
a good
know
deflector.
you always wanted to make certain sounds on here. We'd be able to play those and not have you do impressions of them.
Josh and
That
his
sounds
certain
like
sounds.
a miracle and a tragedy.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to.
You know what? You do them. Go ahead.
I just really want us
Adriana
to be
kill me.
more like a radio, like a
Right.
201
Air horn.
KZSM.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? I'm the Sliz, and I am here to talk
Sliz.
about JoJo. Like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. But for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think so.
All right,
Sounds
Clayton, hit
great.
record. This is definitely haven't been recording, right?
And that's just do we want to get straight into it? Do we want to?
we
Is
can
there
talk
anything
about-
else
We
we
can
want to
talk
talk
for
about
our
beforehand?
days about
I
want to
talk.
second.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to talk about an experience I had.
Uh-oh.
I moved not too recently, but a little recently, and I needed new Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi guy came to my house to install it, right? So he had to access this panel in my closet, which is fine. And then he came out to the living room, and I was just chilling, and he started making conversation. And I forget how we got onto this topic. But he asked me if I watched anime or if I cosplayed specifically. And I was like, "Oh, did you see my stuff in the closet?" And he said, "No, I can just tell. I can just tell just by the vibe. That's just the vibe." First of all, he was lying. Okay, I refuse to believe this. Second of all, he asked. I was like, "Oh, well, you're right." And he was like, "Oh, what shows do you watch?" And then he was like, "Don't tell me it's One Piece." He said that.
There's nothing.
He's anti One Piece.
There's also
I
nothing
don't
in
know.
Adriana's closet, I think, that would indicate.
There
that
are my
you-
wigs.
Yeah, but that would indicate that you watch or read One Piece. That's a
No, yeah.
He just-
I think he really
just
just
doesn't like
wanted
One
to
Piece.
bring that up. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was like, I just didn't want to have a conversation. So I was like, oh no, I guess I'm into I cosplay JoJo's. And I asked him what he watched, and he was like Bleach.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
That's
That
it.
makes
just
sense.
thought-
Does that track?
And yeah, I think
I don't know.
so.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
never
honest-
seen Bleach. I'm just.
Oh, Bleach
There's, like,
fans don't
the-
like One Piece fans.
The big three.
Yeah, they
there's
have a
like
lot of
Naruto,
competition.
Bleach, and One Piece, and a lot of times people who really like one hate the others because they're like, mine's the best one. Naruto could beat Luffy in a fight, which is so that doesn't mean anything. Who
No.
gives a fuck? I believe you, but who cares?
Yeah.
And it's weird and hostile. Those people are strange.
It was just a weird like thing to happen out of nowhere. It just felt like a weird coincidence. Like, what are the
Yeah.
odds that this guy who's in my house is talking to me right now?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Most people in my house don't talk to me.
That's great.
True. I never do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, did y'all hear something?
That's so funny, Josh.
I'm in your
Ignore
house.
me.
I'm in your
Ignore
house.
Funny,
me.
he's
Ignore
crying.
me. I'm crying.
Look what you
I'm
did.
weeping.
You're slizzard,
There's
dude.
water coming out of
Fucking-
every hole in my body.
Oh no.
You're
If y'all were radio jockeys, what would your name be? Like, what would your radio jockey name
I don't know.
be? I would be the Sliz.
Yeah.
You're
I'd
putting
be
this on- I
like-
feel like you had a day to think about that. I don't have that.
Clayton has this always. He comes downstairs every day and is like, I think if I was a radio DJ, I'd be the Sliz.
Mm-hmm.
Josh's would be Mr. Guy.
Ooh, you do give off like a Mr. Guy.
Like a
Like
Mr.
you feel like
Guy.
you'd wear sunglasses
It's
while
Mr.
recording,
Guy.
and you'd like make everyone know that you're
Yeah.
wearing sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
But no one could see you,
Right.
obviously,
Damn.
because it's radio.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You ever hear that people say like you got a face for radio?
Yeah, people
Burn.
say that to me a lot.
You're lying.
You're lying.
Yeah,
Wrong.
I am
You're wrong.
actually. People tend to really find me attractive.
This is true.
You, Hayden?
I'd probably be like DJ Dumpy.
DJ Dumpy.
That does sound about right.
No.
Mhm.
And I would make it up that I operate the soundboard with my ass.
Awesome.
Adriana's would be
Man.
Cherno Alpha.
Cherno Alpha.
Yeah.
Mine would be the Traveler.
Wait, how would
Come
it,
with me.
how would this radio show
Traveler,
go?
as we go down
Because
our radio wave?
Typically, like they announce it as like, yeah, it's Sliz and Mr. Guy. Like this is the Sliz, but how would it go with
Sliz and DJ Dumpy?
Sliz
All
and
right,
DJ
this
Dump?
is Mr. Guy, DJ Dumpy, the Traveler, and the Sliz coming at you live from South Park Station. Like that.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
how we
Just
go.
like that.
Just like that, and that's our new intro.
Bam.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Well, I'm sorry you went through that, Adriana. That
Yeah.
guy sounded like he sucked.
Oh, that's okay. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
I
that sounds like
I
a bad person.
No,
I
I
think
don't know, he
I think
wasn't-
you should dox him.
I should. Yeah.
How old was he again?
What was his name?
I don't know either of those things.
You don't ask your age. You don't ask.
No.
Every time you meet someone, you don't ask their age?
Never ask somebody their age.
Never have.
I mean, maybe I would. I'm a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If somebody had came into my home and said, "Do you watch anime?" Don't tell me it's One
Yeah.
Piece. I would have struck him down.
We keep a baseball bat next to the fridge just in case that happens.
Yes, yeah, the One Piece bat.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was like a weird. I just like that. I haven't. Can't believe I haven't mentioned it by now.
Yeah.
That it just
Yeah.
is weird.
That is strange behavior.
Yeah.
on
Did
his
he,
part.
how did he react when you said you mainly watched JoJo?
I don't know.
He
He was a socially like neutral person.
Is the
I feel
Wi-Fi
like.
good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, I mean that solves that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that takes care of that. And
Now
now
we're happy.
No.
Yeah.
now we're happy, and now I think we're actually ready to talk about 3 of the most vital episodes in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Agreed.
In the entire series.
Yeah, Clayton, you said you had some controversial
Controversial opinions. First, I want to give a little background.
Please do.
I recently obtained a new pen with which to dispense myself THCA. THCA.
Oh no.
The first
It's
night
really
I got
tasty.
it.
It's really tasty.
It's really yummy. It's Blue Gushers
Very
flavor.
jealous.
Wow.
And I used to be a guy that like vaped in general. I had a nicotine addiction, and when I got this pen, I was like, "Ooh, I get to suck on little vape again." And I got really, I just kept sucking on it, and I got quite high. I got very high, high enough that I made a bad decision that I know you wouldn't like, Josh. And I was like, "You know, I need to watch my JoJo episodes soon. I'll just throw on this episode of JoJo."
Did you watch Strength high out of your
Oh
mind?
my
And
God.
so I turned it on.
Only strength? Or
Well, I turned it on.
oh no.
The boat came up, and I was like, this is crazy. And
Oh my
the
god.
first time I saw the monkey,
He screamed.
I was so scared that I turned it off and went upstairs.
Was that last night?
You
It was
cannot.
2 nights ago.
nights
I'm
ago.
gonna, I'm
Okay.
gonna ask and also prohibit.
Yes, of course.
Please do not watch JoJo's Under the Influence.
Of course.
One, for your own sake. And two,
Apparently, it's not a good idea for
two
Clayton.
for your own sake. And two, for the sake of the conversation. But three, mainly for your own sake.
Well, he can go rewatch it.
That
That's
sucks
true.
for these episodes. You don't want to
Yeah.
do that.
So eventually I came back and I started from the beginning.
Okay.
He's so scary.
Honestly, yeah, I'd fucking die, actually.
Yeah.
I told Josh before this, I just put it in the group chat that I had some controversial opinions about these episodes. Josh says he doesn't think that I do. And I would love to hear, Josh, what you think my controversial opinions was going to be.
Well, I think it'd actually be more interesting for you to say what they are, because I have...
There's a million
There's
ways.
multiple ways you could have
Sure.
what you think is a controversial opinion in a way that is not. So I want to see which timeline we're about to go. Or there is... I actually can't think of a way that... I can think of only one way that this opinion is controversial.
I can think of a few.
Okay, Adriana's smarter than me, but I want to... Well, do we want to... How about this?
I
How about
just
we
want
go...
to hear Clayton say what the things are.
Okay. Or we could go around the three of us and speculate.
No.
Why. Okay, never mind.
I'll speculate.
Okay.
I think Clayton thinks that the monkey is the best character in the show.
Yeah, that would be the most
That
controversial.
would be the most.
Oh, that's
That'd be
right.
pretty
You do like
controversial.
gorillas. I know that you
I really like gorillas.
An orangutan is like the next
No.
best thing.
I like all kinds of chimps and chimp-like
oh,
things.
fucking hell. What's your controversial opinion?
Okay, my controversial opinion. I have been keeping a list, as we discussed last episode, I've been keeping a list of my favorite stands.
Oh, okay.
I don't think this is going to be controversial.
Okay. Just to go through them in ascending order of my favorite stands that
Okay.
were in these episodes.
From bottom to top?
Wait,
From
that were in these
bottom to top.
episodes or
just the ones that
total?
were in these episodes.
Okay.
Coming in at
What?
I forgot to
Coming in
put.
who?
Coming.
I forgot to
Coming in
put
who?
this one.
Coming in who?
What was the yellow
Yellow temperance.
yellow temperance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is going to be coming in at the very bottom. My
Really?
second to least favorite is yellow temperance. I did not enjoy that very much. I don't suspect that that's too controversial.
No.
Some people really think it. Some people think it's OP, so they kind of like how randomly OP it is. But yeah, it's definitely not.
Because his whole power
Most
set
people's
is just disguise or take over people.
He can disguise himself perfectly as anyone, and his stand is invincible. His stand is literally it just devours whatever it touches, and then it just grows in size. So
That is
Yeah.
pretty good.
it is invincible. You have to. It's one of those where you have to defeat the user, not the stand.
My fifth favorite stand thus far in the series, coming in just above Magician's Red, is Strength.
Wow.
Just a quick check-in. Obviously, that monkey sucks. He's not a good guy. Everything in that episode, other than the horrible stuff,
Yeah.
was pretty fun.
Okay.
It
'Cause
starts
his whole
off
power-
kind of like interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what's
His
crazy?
whole power is just his stand is the
It's
boat.
the
It's
boat,
the-
and
it-
it's like a haunted boat, kind of.
His
yeah.
stand is his stand that takes a small boat and turns it into a fucking freighter that he has complete control over every aspect
which is
of.
an
Which is
insane
insane.
power for a monkey to
It
have.
is.
Yeah.
It's also
Yeah.
the first stand you ever meet that is visible to non-stand users.
Yeah.
If you notice, that is actually not a controversial opinion.
Okay.
A lot of people have a lot of different opinions on Strength, the episode, mainly being that it is varying levels of not good. But honestly, it really depends on how much you are able to get past certain aspects that are terrible about it, which I don't blame you no matter what threshold you have. Mm-hmm. I don't blame you.
Judging by what I know about Clayton's past content consuming experience and how much our Venn diagrams align. Clayton has no problem getting past terrible, like seeing past the rough. Yeah, finding the hidden gems and things.
Vriska did nothing.
I don't know who that is.
You don't need to. I got like goosebumps just saying that. I wanted to.
Where am I right now?
But that was not my controversial opinion, really. I kind of suspected that is how a lot of people felt.
Yeah.
Strength was very fun, other than that one thing that he did. Yeah. I also really liked when he had like the Playboys and dressed up like a captain and like started smoking a cigar.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, that shit kind of rocks. I'm not gonna lie.
Moving up, that would reveal, of course, that my favorite of these three is Ebony Devil, who comes in so far in my list of stands, I think at number 1, my favorite stand thus far.
What?
That
Ebony
actually,
Devil.
And remind me.
That is fucking crazy.
is the first time
That is
I've heard anything like that. Actually,
is
Just
I
thus
cannot
far.
wait. Wait, so
Explain.
you must have really enjoyed that episode.
I enjoyed the episode. I really enjoyed Ebony Devil. He was a little freak.
Remind me
He was a little demon.
the stand's exact powers. I'm a
So
little
the first
shaky.
thing that happens is Polnareff goes into a room. He checks into his hotel room and is like, and he sets his keys down and he's like, "You can come out now." And from the tiny little mini fridge that has the bar stuff emerges a like kind of scary looking guy
This is my best
who stands up and he's like, "Hey, you're Polnareff, huh? We're going to have to fight. You did pretty good finding out that I was in the mini fridge the whole time."
No.
And then Polnareff immediately gouges out his eye with Silver Chariot. The guy starts screaming and just screams for probably 30 seconds and falls off the hotel, presumably to his death. And then we find out that the little doll that has been in the room is Ebony Devil, which is his stand.
Wow.
And then it cuts up Polnareff's leg, it ties him to a bed, it's doing all kinds of freaky shit. It's awesome.
Did you like how before we move more further into that, did you like how Polnareff figured out that he was in the fridge?
Remind me what it was.
Because
how
he was
did
like,
you know I was in here. And like, you idiot.
You took all the stuff out of the fridge and put it on top of the fridge.
Melting.
That guy sucked.
He did. He did. That guy was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Especially like if that's your stand, why did he go in there? Why was he in the fridge at all?
Probably to jack off. I don't know. He probably wanted to jerk off the whole thing.
So why did you like it so?
Yeah,
I
gotta
like that
fucking
doll.
know. I gotta fucking know.
The whole time that Polnareff was tied to the bed and Ebony Devil was like running around doing crazy wacky shit, I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like
it was just wacky. It was bizarre.
Episodes out from now, Star Platinum will probably edge him out again. But right now,
That's so funny.
Ebony Devil is
That's
easily
so funny.
my favorite.
That is awesome.
That's
That
so
actually
funny.
made my day. You surprised me.
I'm glad.
You surprised us
I
all.
assumed
Yeah.
that from what I heard when you talked about like expectations and stuff, and just kind of what I assumed the reaction was, I was like, I bet this is gonna sound dumb. But I quite enjoyed Ebony Devil.
I'm glad.
I'm glad you liked it. I honestly, I don't know. You remember how it was for you your first time watching that episode?
It's definitely some of the. I don't know. It's definitely like bizarre.
Ooh.
No, I don't remember like watching it for the
Exactly.
first time. Really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had a conversation before the podcast where I thought something entirely different happened in that fight.
Right.
Yes.
Um,
Which we'll get to, which I'm very excited.
The only reason I remember it so well is because I've rewatched it with people I was showing it to many times, like 3 times.
Clayton, I'm going to show you where on my tier list Ebony Devil is.
Okay.
On my tier list of every stand through part 8.
Uh-huh.
So this right here is Ebony Devil.
Uh-huh.
Which is
Completely
Whoa.
at the bottom. It's an F tier. Yeah.
F tier.
Ebony Devil.
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand that because I think Ebony Devil has a unique thing that will happen further in the episode, but like powerful stands with unique activations.
Yes.
There is
So true.
There's one in part 4 that I can think of that is a very unique stand. There's one in part 5 and one in part 6 that all have like are insanely powerful stands, but have a very interesting way that their powers have to be activated.
See, one thing about that is that Ebony Devil is really not very powerful because he's just a little doll.
Yeah.
The reason that the fight is difficult for Polnareff is because he's tied to the bottom of a bed.
Yeah. It takes him by surprise.
Yeah,
Yep.
it gets the jump on him, which is where its power lies.
You just don't expect this funky, weird-looking doll, which is so funny that someone would walk into a hotel room, like a very nice hotel room, and be like, oh, this must be the complimentary fucked up doll that they leave on my bedside.
Yeah.
The cursed doll in every hotel.
Right?
They replaced the fucking Book of Mormon.
To be fair, though, you do actually... the doll is not the stand. The doll is just...
Yes, the stand is in the doll.
It's in the doll. You do see an actual stand. Briefly, so briefly that you probably forgot what it looked like.
Yeah, I remember it's like... It looked like shadows kind of like coming off of him.
If you look at it clearly, it's like it looks alien-like, but that's not even important at all. What is important is how offensive some of these episodes are.
True.
For instance, even the guy, his name's Soul Sacrifice. Is that that's the guy, right? With Ebony Devil?
Yes, Soul Sacrifice.
He's just a terrible depiction of Native American, of indigenous Americans.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't notice that was what
Yes,
they
he
were
is.
going for.
Avdol goes into his backstory and he's like, yeah, he uses like or some sort of indigenous ritual that is completely made up to exact vengeance through his stand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also there is Anne, poor Anne.
Yeah.
In strength, which we really don't have to talk about. We don't have to get into
We
that.
don't have to get... I mean, it sucks.
Yeah,
That's all we have to say about that.
It's just gonna be...
Sucks. I do like seeing Jotaro beat the fuck out of the orangutan, though.
Yeah.
You didn't like that?
He's just a monkey.
I know. It's so
He's
weird.
evil.
It's like that's the worst thing they could have done was make it a monkey.
I
Yeah.
know.
Like-
because we want to like the monkey.
It's
Obviously.
Well,
who
I
here
didn't
is
want to
a
like.
monkey enjoyer generally?
Me.
I am.
Hands up. Monkeys are the best in the world.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Monkey-
I
What
like
do you
monkeys.
mean? Not
Are
like
you
monkeys?
anti-monkey?
No, I'm not. But I just think it's really funny that like trope is true. That like men really like monkeys for some
They're
reason.
cool.
They're not that cool.
They're
adorable.
Oh my god! Have I shown you the video of the monkey that does a backflip?
I've seen a person
Have
do
you-
a backflip.
No, Have you ever
but
seen-
the monkey and they play the song over it and it's like
Have you ever seen a
Wait, it's that song. It's
not
the
that
flip
song.
Wait,
It's not.
no,
It's not the JoJo
It's
song.
not Ant Flip. No,
It's not
I
Ant
know
Flip?
It's not
It
Ant
goes-
Flip.
it goes,
Yeah.
We were just talking about that song.
Adriana, have you ever seen a chimpanzee smoke a cigarette? It's the
I
funniest
hate it.
thing
It looked
in the
like
world.
it to me. I hate when they act like people because
Did you ever see Nope?
no, I have not.
Oh,
No.
No spoilers.
Nope. It's like it looks like the sins of our ancestors have overreached onto like nature too much. You know what I mean?
Now you've got it.
like
That's the whole appeal.
You're one of us now.
Have you ever seen Monkey accidentally hit himself in the head with a pole and then go?
I hate that video. I hate that video.
That's
Clayton
fucked up,
shows me that all the
Clayton.
time,
It
and
makes
it
me
makes me so
sad.
sad.
Oh,
Clayton,
God,
that's
it's the
fucked
best
up.
Video ever.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm done with One
I don't.
Piece.
You know
That's
what I don't
fucked
like?
up.
I don't like monkeys in society. I don't.
Oh,
like
yeah, no,
it. I like
No, that's
them-
messed up.
I like looking at in their natural habitat and them
When
be
they're just
silly,
silly?
and be silly. Sure.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
You've
You
they-
seen the monkey that swims?
no.
He's a monkey and he swims. He goes go blah 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 blah.
You ever
through
seen
the
a
water.
monkey be the captain of a pirate crew? Monkey DeLuffy.
Oh.
Got him.
That would have been an amazing transition, but
But we still have more to talk
We
about.
do. Okay, maybe it's because the orangutan is animated and looks like an alien and is evil
Yeah.
that I
Uh-huh.
enjoy
Did
seeing
not-
Jotaro
yeah.
beat the shit out of.
Yeah,
And also,
I enjoyed it because he was a bad. He
Yeah, he was
he
a
messed
bad.
up.
he did.
He was a
bad
bad-
boy.
He did bad things.
He's a bad boy, and Starfinger was used
Oh
on
yeah,
his ass.
I was surprised that we already got another use of Starfinger.
Yeah, it's a very consistent ability.
Yep.
Not really. But yeah. Any other things that stuck out to you?
Yes, I haven't talked about the strength episode much. I think I enjoy a lot of the mystery and intrigue of that episode. Once they actually get down to it, then like the fight itself is kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's a lot of I do like when JoJo like first smacks the monkey and it like opens its shirt and it's like it's like doing the monkey signs of like take mercy on me.
Yeah.
There's like I heard this is what a chimp does when it wants mercy, huh? And it's like and then Jotaro just keeps beating the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a
But-
moment. Sorry, there's
What's
a
up?
fucking hilarious moment where, maybe it's not that funny, but he has control over every aspect of the ship, including pieces he can break off.
Uh-huh.
There's a point. There's a fan. There's
Yes.
a metal fan that eventually gets stuck. It gets wedged like
In his shoulder.
6 inches deep into Jotaro's shoulder,
Uh-huh.
and then it takes
It
one of its
slaps
fans,
him.
slaps the shit out of him.
Slaps him so hard that he goes flying like through a wall. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Love little shit moments like that.
Yep.
Yeah. But so, Yellow Temperance is at the bottom, right?
Yellow Temperance is at the
Like,
bottom. Not
the
because
stand or the episode.
The stand.
Okay.
Definitely not the episode because I thought the episode was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Yellow Temperance provided like some fun moments. I just hated everything with the stand itself.
Yeah. Oh, it was introduced with that little Joseph trying to see Dio on the television,
Yes.
and then him being like, "I see you."
It was at the end of last episode. That was like
Yeah.
happening
It
during
was-
the credits.
I thought it was pretty epic when that happened. I was like,
Yeah.
"Ooh,
Yeah,
cool."
that's awesome. I really
Yeah,
liked
it.
that.
Was
Yeah.
neat. Mm-hmm.
It's also they make a point to have the like action be portrayed a little differently of that like the zoom in on the TV and like taking all the different angles while it's happening.
Oh yeah,
It's very effective. It looks very good.
yeah.
Mhm.
It was cool.
And also like the way they show the like TV like static how
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, sick.
But I think my favorite thing about the Yellow Temperance episode was I really enjoy the dynamic that's being set up with Jotaro and Kakyoin.
Yeah.
I didn't really remember that, but it seems like they're becoming little besties, and I like
Yes.
that.
Yes,
Yeah, they are students.
Yes,
Yes,
they're
they're the
students.
students.
They have to room together. They
Uh-huh.
have to room together because
They have to study.
They have to
They're
study.
student
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
business.
That makes me, obviously you can't tell me, but I really want now a fight that is a Jotaro and Kakyoin team up fight against something.
Oh, like fighting with each other, not against each other.
Yes, fighting with each other. I think
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
At this
That would
point,
be-
I don't think we've seen that happen.
Yeah,
That's true.
they fought against each other.
They
yeah.
fought against each
They've
other.
fought against each other like twice now. Or
Yeah.
one of them was not Kakyoin, but
Yeah, I thought it was really funny when Kakyoin was acting all janky because he wasn't Kakyoin, and Jotaro was like getting pissed off at him.
Yeah.
He was like, "This is impossible. Kakyoin is never this annoying."
Yeah,
This-
can you
this-
imagine? Like you're making a new friend, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden he's just cringe like that.
somebody
So
tries
eating
to
beetles
take his
and-
wallet and he tries to execute him on the street.
Yeah, yeah. And then there was the infamous scene that
He does the
everyone,
cherry.
that everyone knows about, and no one could stop talking about. And Hayden
Mhm.
just did good job.
Yeah,
I
had a
thought it
full
was-
cherry in my mouth.
Yep.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was much funnier at the end when it's
Yes,
when we get the
yes.
plot twist.
That was good.
That
yeah.
is how Kakyoin
That was really
eats
funny.
cherry.
Yeah.
And the look Jotaro gives him is just really fun.
Because at first he's like,
like,
"Oh fuck, it's fake Kakyoin."
Doesn't even know like how to react.
that was the moment. I remember that was the moment whenever Jotaro looked at him with a sneer. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you are
the
fucking weird.
fuck?
Where
He
I was,
is,
where
he's a
I
weirdo.
realized that Jotaro was my favorite character That was the moment I turned to Jackson. I was like,
I like this
he's
guy.
like me. He's reacting to the show like I am. He's my everyman.
Oh yeah, he does do that a lot.
Yeah, he's always like, man, what the fuck is going on? That's his attitude, everything, and that's why he's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
He's voiced by Matt Mercer in the dub.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew that. I forgot about it, but now I remember that I knew it. Pretty cool.
You're so
Pretty
smart.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Quite a question for you, Clayton.
Of course.
For coming to the end of JoJo, we've kind of had a big difference now that you've actually gotten to see where all of the companions kind of have a use in fights and have had individual fights. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. So far, because of it, we have not gotten a Joseph fight, which I hope we get a Joseph fight. That would be cool. Not that his stand is really for that. I think the one person thus far that I'm not vibing with, especially Stand-Wise, I think they're fine outside of Stand-Wise. I think Magician's Red is still just pretty boring. I've not seen it used in a cool way. I'm sure it could be. Similar to how it's obviously we got to have the fire guy, but it's just fire right now, and that has not been cool yet. Yeah,
he definitely, his appeal is definitely more from his character than from his role in fights and his stand and stuff. Yeah,
for sure.
I don't really like the design of Magician's Red either.
Yeah,
I think
I didn't like it. It grew on me.
It's a love-hate relationship for me.
Yeah, it really grew on me. I don't know. At first though, I didn't like it either. Especially when you meet it next to Star Platinum, who looks awesome, fucking all the time, and it's like, Magician's Red kind of fucking sucks when you look at it like that. But then I don't know, when I look at Magician's Red next to like Ebony Devil, for instance, I'm like, well,
Clayton's
one is
favorite stand.
Clayton's favorite fucking stand, actually, which I'm never gonna.
I'm gonna get you a T-shirt with him on it.
You know what?
You're gonna cosplay Ebony.
Yeah,
because you said that. I'm never gonna let you live that down. Actually,
okay.
He's not ashamed.
No. Like I'm gonna bring it up. I'm not. I don't think it's something to be ashamed of, but I am gonna bring it up. Because I'm gonna constantly see if what amazing stands still can't beat Ebony Devil as you beat them. I'm so excited for that.
That'd be funny.
Also, I think it's important. How do you feel about kind of this episode's dynamic that it brought up, where certain stands are so powerful and invincible that they just have to go for the user? I think that was all three of these fights where... Oh, wait, no. Not Ebony Devil, but the two surrounding.
The guy was... It was straight... The guy was like... Because parts of his body were like appearing on Ebony Devil, too. Which was strange. Like his eye was on Ebony Devil for a little bit.
Oh, what?
I don't know if that was like a visual representation, but I'm pretty sure... Parts of his face, parts of Soul Sacrifice's face started popping up on Ebony Devil.
I don't remember that happening. On the doll?
I thought so.
I don't remember.
No. I could be going
I do
crazy.
remember he Silver Cherry skewers his balls, and then you see cut to Soul Sacrifice is hiding in a bathroom.
Yes.
And it's blurred out and censored, but apparently his...
Not for me.
Oh, shit.
No. It was... On Netflix, it was just a really fucked up body.
Yeah.
When you see... Oh, hold on. When you
He
saw
was
him
like exploded.
When you saw him cut a face off, he cuts a guy's face off. Was that graphic, or was a lot of it blurred out?
Nothing was blurred out.
But was there like a black spot? Like a dark...
Was it all dark?
Yeah. Was it dark?
It was dark-ish. I don't know. It definitely didn't show like a face being cut off fully.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then it's censored just in a different way, I think.
Okay.
I was pretty sure they didn't update the part 3 to be the Blu-ray uncensored. But anyways,
is Kakyoin still your favorite of the guys?
Yes, for sure. I will say of the companions, the only non-Jotaro fight that we got in this one was Polnareff, and I enjoyed it. I think especially the mirror thing is the kind of like last second reveal that I really like, where it's like, okay, we saw him do this and it makes total sense. Like this was a clever move and now he gets to win because of it. And it's really cool when he does. He fucking skewers the hairdresser and the doll at the same time. It's awesome.
Do you guys feel like Polnareff is a very polarizing character?
Among everyone
Among
I know,
Yeah, but
in the
it
fan
seems like
base,
it's-
no.
In the fan base, no.
In the
Okay,
fan-
well, it
yeah.
just seems to be everyone I've met. He is. I don't know. You love him. Josh loved him. Me and Jackson resented him.
Well, yeah, and Mac.
And Matt, yeah. So it just seems like you don't feel that strongly about him one way or the other. So
Not really.
That's the first time
I thought
I've
it was
met someone
funny
being-
that he was the person. Everybody was like, "We need to share rooms."
Yeah.
And it was like Jotaro and Kaku. We'll share rooms because we're students, and they're like, "That makes sense." And Abdul's like,
Yeah.
"I'll stay with Mr. Joestar," and they're like, "Yeah, yes, of course." And then Kakuin looks at the girl, and they're like, "You can have your own room, but
Yeah, it's because French people suck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's not that I loved him immediately, but I had very strong mixed feelings. So I had the opposite experience you're having, where you just have he's sort of indifferent,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all the kind of things Polnareff has that just not really a partner.
Yeah. He
right
is
now he's
raw
just
dogging life
yeah,
on his own.
Because Jotaro and Kakuin are their pals. Joseph and Abdul are pals, and Polnareff's just kind of by himself.
Yeah.
true."
Kind of has his own tangential mission that he's on.
He's kind
Yeah.
of his own man. He's
Yeah.
kind of
His
a
own
man's
man.
man.
Which is kind of
Man's man.
alluded to, right?
Yes.
By the Yellow Temperance guy.
Yes, we get information from him about the other stands that are coming. I believe the 4 that are named are Death, the Hanged Man, the Emperor, and the Empress. The Hanged Man is revealed to be the guy with 2 right hands.
He's coming.
And he's a coming.
And he's a
Is it
coming.
coming?
But not before Jotaro can hold a guy by his hair and then start planning with the other arm, beat the shit out of him while still holding onto his hair.
Yeah,
One of my favorite beatdowns, personally. Just me.
it was really
Just
good.
me.
I liked the blue crawfish.
Yes.
That was nice to look at.
Yeah.
Before we move on,
Uh-huh.
just a highlight moment. I wanted to get kind of your opinion on just one moment. Do y'all remember the moment where Jotaro is like, well, I do have one more move while he's in the ski lift.
Oh, yeah.
And the Yellow Temperance is like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's a Joestar thing. It's called running away.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
Just a little bit, and you see Joseph's face in the background. How'd you feel about that?
I thought it was cute. It felt a little out of character for Jotaro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was funny. If he's gonna run, I like that he said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only way he could justify running away. Is by being like, well, it's canon.
Also,
Yeah.
another dog died.
Yeah,
And
brutally.
I'm wondering if, so
the owner I thought that it was just gonna get eaten, but the owner ripped its head off
Yeah.
trying to save it.
Oh.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Jesus
Which, how many dogs is that now? What's the dog
Oh,
count?
fuck, I have not been keeping count.
Yeah.
It's too many by this
Just-
point.
By this, is it not just 2 so far?
I think maybe.
Dogs
yeah.
have died.
Danny
Danny
and this one.
both brutally killed.
No, there's got to be more between that.
I
A
can't-
lot of other animals do die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horses
Yeah.
die. You
Uh-huh.
know, I'm sure a cat or two.
Anyway, yeah.
But
Oh yeah, I never brought. This is backtracking to 20 episodes ago. There's a part in part 2
I know
where Joseph is sitting around and takes a second out of his day to just torture a
Oh,
cat.
yeah, that's right.
What the fuck was that?
Oh yeah, I was, dude.
I never
I'm so
brought it
glad
up.
you brought that up because I was pissed when I realized we didn't talk about that.
Oh, my God.
He explains. He's like, I'm sorry, cat. I'm just having a really rough day.
Yeah, but are you a fucking serial killer?
I know.
Oh
my
when
God.
Mac watched that for the first time,
Yep.
they were so pissed off.
Yeah.
So mad.
That was just
Like,
it
why?
felt so bizarre. No, man.
But yeah, you're
man.
caught up now.
I'm caught up to where everything I watched from
Yeah.
here on out, I haven't seen any of.
That's so
Awesome.
fucking
That's really
exciting, dude.
Yeah,
That's so
I'm
fucking-
pumped.
I are you? I had love
I'm
to see.
pumped.
So overall,
Are ya?
overall impressions of these 3 episodes.
They were fine. They were pretty fun. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Other than the best stand yet. But I was having a good time. I'm hooked. I'm into it. I'm enjoying it, and I'm excited for the next episode.
Cool.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, in that case,
Do we want to talk some bunt beat?
Bumpies.
Oh my god.
okay.
Piece.
All right, we're not making. Let's not make
Oh
this a
my
thing.
God.
One Piece.
Oh
One Piece.
Let's not make this a
Okay.
thing.
One Piece.
Sorry. Hayden just turned into a,
One Piece.
Pokemon apparently. This is terrible. This is really bad. Okay. Literally, I might have to kill you.
See, Hayden, what sucks is that I'm worried that people are gonna think you're me sometimes, and I'm gonna look like a
One
fool.
Piece.
Sorry, we have a friend of the show.
Are you Yoda now?
What's happening?
What's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening here? We've got
Do you guys want to hear the best 30 seconds of audio that I've heard all year?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to put it on the podcast? Listeners, don't you want to hear this on the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Hayden Hosepian, everyone has a phone.
I'm moving different. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I'm a dog. I'm biting the fart bubbles in the bath. We smoking symbiotes. Smoking that Whoopi Goldberg South Egyptian Fur Burger Deluxe Mega Million Scratcher Skunk Bubba Kush. We smoking dung beetle. I'm on 12 Vicodins smoking on Scooby-Doo dick.
Until we get sponsored, that happens in between every single One Piece JoJo.
That is like after our intro, we then have that as our theme song, and then we move into the episode.
Hayden, why would you do that to
I didn't
us?
do anything.
No, I'm talking to the other Hayden.
Hayden's just so used to being
That was
accused.
other Hayden.
You cut that out. Cut that out.
Yeah, I'm going to mark that. What time is it?
Cut this episode.
So
Piece.
One Piece.
It's
That's the name of the treasure on the Grand Line.
Sanji's cooking. Sanji's cooking. Sanji's cooking. Sanji's cooking. Sanji's cooking. Sanji's
And
cooking.
perhaps pretty soon we're gonna find out who's doctoring.
Who's
Yeah.
doctoring?
We already kind of did.
Yeah,
Dr.
Kureha
Fucking Jamie Lee
is
Curtis.
Yes.
doctoring.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But before that,
Before that,
we
even
fight the guy with the cum fruit.
yeah. So, what did y'all think of the rest?
Yeah.
Of
Shut
Little
up, Hayden.
Garden?
Shut up.
That was crazy.
The rest of the what?
Of Little Garden.
Little Garden
good.
was fun. It was good. Fun.
I mean, it felt kind of stand battle-y at times.
Oh yeah, it was very much like power.
Yeah.
Throwing powers at you, throwing powers back. And,
Yeah.
Merging your power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the paint. Miss Fun Weekend
Yeah.
or whatever.
That
that
but
was
also like,
interesting.
how are you hypnotized by something you can't see?
Exact- I thought the
that's written
same
on your
thing.
back.
So dumb.
No, it's written on his back.
I know.
What?
So
if
the
he's dumb
paint
enough-
situation is, I believe, confirmed to be some sort of supernatural power.
Yeah. Okay. Because
But-
it had to be, but hypnosis. Yeah.
Yeah. People in One Piece typically don't have like superpowers. They have
Right.
devil fruit powers.
Yeah.
This is not a devil. This is confirmed not to be a devil.
Oh.
Okay, I was wondering. I was like, we didn't get a devil fruit for this one.
She's
No.
just really good at painting.
Also,
She just can do that for some
Mr.
reason.
3
Wow.
specifies that he's like, I work in wax. She works in gravity. I was like, gravity? Where's
What?
Where's the gravity?
Does he say
No,
that?
He
I
does.
remember that.
Yeah.
He says something along the line.
Maybe it's a
Maybe a bit
mistranslation?
of a
I
translation error.
assume a mistranslation because their whole thing is they work well together because he can make figures of something and, then she can paint it to look
paints-
realistic.
Just how they did the doppelgangers of Nami. And
Yes.
Who else did a doppelganger of Zoro?
There was a Luffy and then there was a Nami and
There
a
was
Zoro, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that was nice because I was wondering for a minute. I'm like, how the fuck do they make those? And they answered it without. They showed. They didn't tell.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. I didn't. Mr. 3 got the fuck on my nerves, and
Yes.
he never really got interesting for me. I found him very. He was a prick. And I was excited for him to be beaten.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I was very happy when Sir Crocodile was like, "Find Mr. 3 and kill him." Like at some point, because I was like, God, every time we meet one of these fuckers, they are so irritating. Sometimes in a likable way. Him, not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his shit rocked though.
Yeah,
Which was nice.
did.
I really, really enjoyed Zoro during
Yeah.
the Mr. 3
I
fight.
wanted to smack
When
him.
he's like, I'm just gonna cut off my legs.
Where did you want to smack him though? That's the real question.
stupid little head. I fucking can't believe it's so dumb. But also, funny.
When it cut back to him, like after they got like Deus Ex Machina or whatever, however you want to refer to those moments where everybody comes in out of nowhere, cuts back to him and he still has like the cuts in his leg. I am so happy that wasn't like a thing that stopped him. It like stopped him too late and he was still trying to go for it.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Adriana's description of Zoro's character is holding true. If he can't be him, he cannot be. He was gonna cut his fucking legs off and to win this battle, which would have not worked. But like, I fucking love him for it. I love him for trying.
And also pretty epic. After they got through that, he was like, I gotta train more. Now he's like going.
Fuck
you made mention about like strength in One Piece. We were talking about it last episode of the week before, and seeing him just
and then he went sicko mode.
Go over his head with fucking
over
a ton.
half a ton of. I calculate it's over half a ton of weight.
Yeah.
Zoro watches Joe Rogan. Zoro's a Joe Rogan fan.
Probably.
He's like, okay, I just gotta work out harder. I gotta take ice baths.
You can't say that.
I'm not. I didn't say it. Oda did.
Something I really like about the whole Zoro cutting off his leg situation.
I do not watch Joe Rogan.
Because he makes reference. He said that he already got halfway through his legs.
Yeah.
From this point, I talk about how there's like scars that kind of continue. The leg scars are there for the rest of the series.
Amazing.
Holy shit.
Amazing.
He
I'm
has to live
glad
with
that
that.
people
He has
have
to
to
live with
look
that.
at that and like look at and never forget how stupid
We
he
saw
is.
his like chest scar. Like for the
his
first
chest
time.
scar is epic though.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, that chest scar sticks around.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what Clayton just said.
He was talking about the leg scars actually, but there were a lot of moments in these two volumes where they just really hammered home how inhuman Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji are.
Yeah.
They beat up dinosaurs. There were fucking dinosaurs in this.
There were
And they were
dinosaurs.
not a threat.
They were not.
And they were not.
And I was kind of disappointed by the lack of the dinosaurs' presence. Like, if you're gonna go to a dinosaur island,
you will have your day on that. I promise you.
Spoiler. Clayton, what the fuck?
There's a bajillion chapters. They'll never know when.
That's
Yay.
awesome. I loved how Sanji and Zoro have this little rivalry kind of going on, friendly little gay rivalry, and it harkens back to the friendly little gay rivalry turned brotherhood of Bragi and Dory.
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna say Joseph and Caesar.
Of also Joseph and Zeus.
Yeah, that was. I liked Bragi
finding
and
out
Dory
that they were also in a hunting competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought those mountains looked like
they
giant
did. They
skulls.
looked like dinosaur skulls or something. Yeah.
Boom! They were the fucking hugest lizards ever. Amazing.
That's
moment.
a good band name.
That was
The fucking hugest lizards ever. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't steal that.
So with a two-part thing that I want to talk about is we got Mr. 5 and Miss All Saturday or whatever, Miss Wednesday,
Sunday
Miss
or-
Valentine,
Miss
Valentine. Yeah.
These names these specific the Baroque works
Yeah.
all get jumbled.
Yes.
The number ones work. Everybody else I'm just like, what day are you?
Did we?
What day are you?
Sorry, not to divert you or anything,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
did we talk about? Did I mention on the last time how it reminds me of Codename Kids Next Door? The way they all talk to each other, like, okay, number 5, like, let's do this.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Valentine, and it's just like it's
For
just
sure.
the dialogue. It was cute.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But you get them back. They are not dead. They come back,
Which I liked.
and it's nice because they were fucking dealt with so easily in their first appearance, and it's nice because when they got to fight Usopp and Nami and like they got to have moments of having an actual fight, and it's like, okay, I liked them showing that that there are chumps to these people, but to other people they are still serious threats. The way that Oda makes these threats variable and doesn't make it so it's like it introduces interesting stakes because it really makes you figure out who's fighting. Because I really like that not a lot of people are dying.
Yeah.
I like that most characters have a chance of coming back.
They're retired.
Except I was a little bummed that Dory got back up.
Yeah.
I just was a little narratively unsatisfied. Like, I don't have a lot that I haven't loved in One Piece. That is one moment where I was like, oh, it was so narratively impactful for him to die there. And, like, it really worked. And it was just, I was a little bummed. I was like, oh, that feels a little cheap.
I could see, though, why that choice was made
100%.
for the overall, like, mood of the whole story, though. You know, like, to keep... I could see why they kept... Like, that was very accurate with the whole rest of the vibe of the whole story.
Sure.
And also, I was glad. I was it's nice. It was
also
nice.
got to have them have their moment of
Yeah.
becoming friends again.
I
For
liked
sure.
it. I see why it felt like
It's just when that happened and he got struck down, I was like,
It was-
jaw drop. Like, it was such an impactful moment to me.
But one thing I like about that, just to toss in there, sorry, I'll let you get to your thing real quick, Josh. But he gives an explanation as well, which is
the weapons.
after 100 years of
Yeah.
fighting, the weapons are dull as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
of course,
100%. It
Which
makes
was
perfect
poetic.
sense.
Yeah.
Which was
and
poetic.
I loved it. I really did love the way they brought him back. I was just that's such an impactful moment.
This
for me.
is, I think, this whole story with Little Garden was more of we've gotten some stories where it was really indicative of Oda's narrative crafting skills, but this was another example that is more common of just his insane world building and his attention to detail with world building, and kind of he did rely a little more on that because I wasn't super invested in like necessarily like the fight with the Baroque Works agents, but I was really invested in their the way that our heroes were interacting with and inspired by these giants and their place in the world and everything they were learning about the world, right? And you have Usopp now who has a more developed goal.
Yeah.
Because his goal was originally, I just want to be a brave pirate. Now he's like, I got to go to Elbaf. I got to learn from the masters. At first I was like, Usopp's thing is kind of tangential. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, I really love these guys. But now it's like, no, he has a real goal.
Yeah.
And Luffy, for the first time, we see him like overstimulated, I think, at one point. Where he's just like, this is too much. Like, oh my God, I'm stuck under a mountain.
Yeah,
Is that much
that
I can do?
I could feel how hard that was for him. It was, like it was just felt like it was all he was dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
I do want to feel more stakes, though. I do kind of feel like people need to die at some
I will
point.
say, like, the thing is, like, not a lot of people die in One Piece so far.
Yeah.
We haven't had any
It's very The Last Airbender.
confirmed deaths, which is fine. I really like. I just think it will make those moments of an actual death, I think, a little bit more impactful. You know, it's comic booky. I hope that when we get those confirmed deaths, that if we get somebody that dies and we see and they say that they're dead, that they stay dead.
Yeah. I was cool that we got to see the Boom Boom and the Kilo Kilo fruits in action some more. Usopp got fucked up this one.
Yeah.
He kept walking. He might be more superhuman than we thought.
But he also didn't really run away that much.
Yeah.
No.
He's kind of running away a lot less.
I liked that. What did he say? Oh, this was later on, but he was like, "Oh, I think I'm coming down with don't leave the ship disease." So he's still
But also
still a
apparently
little bit, but
he's never been sick. Him and Sanji and Luffy have
Yeah.
never
been
gotten sick.
Which I do think that's quite funny.
Fucking hilarious, and I loved that. English tea. Mr. 3 at one point in the
Oh.
beginning of this volume, he goes, "Would you like some English tea?
so
Is there an England in One Piece?
oh
Is there a One Piece England?"
Oh, that's a good question. There's a lot of stuff. For example, as well, in Whiskey Peak, we get a nun who has a crucifix.
Yeah, I've seen a lot.
and
There's been a lot of
literally-
crosses.
I can't believe I brought this up. I didn't bring this up last time. That's the gravestones. I was like, those crosses imply a One Piece Jesus.
We will also see at
One
another
Jesus.
point in the story.
The All Jesus.
the all Jesus.
I don't think this is a spoiler, but we will see a book that is labeled Bible.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay.
That's cool.
So there's not really, I can't really offer y'all any answers.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the deal is there. I'm going to assume that there's like a One Piece version of that, and I assume that English tea is probably made by a guy named Johnny English or something. But yeah, that's a good catch. I think that is kind of funny.
Something I was a little confused by: are Baroque Works agents really that? Do they really care that much about retrieving bounties?
Yeah.
Like, what was up with that?
They are a criminal organization. I don't think there's like a uniform goal for most of them. Most of them work with Crocodile because they want to establish like this big network. But a lot of
I thought they wanted to create a utopia.
I thought they were introduced as a bounty hunters organization because they approached Zorro, and Zorro was like, "Yeah, they approached me to do bounty hunting."
I'm confused.
I think you're right.
As to what, because we also heard that their goal is to make a perfect utopia.
Organized crime has multiple like facets of their goals, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like
they contain multitudes.
There's different industries that they.
Forgot.
Yeah, they also established that basically everybody, like Mr. Six on, and like anybody past like the top 5 are being fed a different narrative than the people on top. They're being fed we're creating a utopia.
That's true.
But the people on top are aware that this is a criminal organization doing crime. But they're taking on the show of bounty hunters, also seemingly because that helps Mr. Crocodile stay on top, because his underlings can just take out any pirate that starts to come close to getting power. He's have a bunch of bounty hunters that go collect pirate bounties.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you see that big old crocodile? That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Really
we only
large.
saw pictures of it. Have any of you guys seen All Dogs Go to Heaven?
No.
Let me make sure that it's the right movie that I'm thinking of, because okay, then never mind. I was just if it was a relatable experience, that it'd be worth it. But anyone listening to this who has seen it knows that huge crocodile was so scary, and I cried. It was in the movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I loved, speaking of that crocodile, I love Sir Crocodile's office. I got real hyped when we got introduced to him. And Miss All Sunday's just sitting there, just with mystery in her eyes, and everything that they talked about.
And he's in shadow the whole time.
He looks kind of epic, and he has a lot of.
Did you see that face scar?
Yeah. He gets actually completely pwned by Sanji without even knowing it, but it's okay.
Well, they pwned each other, kind of. What are you saying? Because Sanji did trick him. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sanji tricked it, but then Mr. Sunday was all, like, knew something was up and was like, don't kill Mr. 3.
For sure.
But which still thinks that Sanji was Mr. 3.
Which is going to cause problems for him later,
I thought you meant, like, he realized that Sanji was lying. And I'm like, no, he just thought Mr. 3 was being insubordinate.
Yeah. Also seeing Sanji kick the shit out of the unluckies.
Yeah.
I was
missing
and
the bird's neck.
I love how great of a day Sanji had.
Yes. He was just like, where the fuck? Scratches his head. Where the fuck is everyone?
I got my
this
T-Rex.
lizard.
I got this lizard. I'm going to go. I'm going to hang out in this house. I'm going to have some tea. I'm going to talk on the phone. I'm going to gossip. I'm going to kick some otters and some vultures. And I got the fucking eternal pose. And everyone's going to love me. And I'm so awesome. And they did happily ever after the end.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Which was so sweet. It was a fun enough fight and arc on Little Garden. I especially loved the beginning and the end really stuck out more for me in Little Garden, but I really liked that cap off of like, let's put away our fighting sticks and let's cast it into this giant island eating fish to get our homies through to the other side.
Do you know what I'm really curious about and interested in is when Luffy is going to come across someone that he puts his full trust and faith in, and then it's going to be betrayed. Like, really. Because
a genuine betrayal.
Yes, because
I have my fingers crossed for a guy in particular.
Okay. Should I know what you're talking about?
I don't know for sure. I really don't know. But I'm hoping,
he thinks that Shanks is going to end up being
I'm hoping
bad.
Shanks ends up being not who he thinks he is.
So he was like, no, we got to trust him. And there's also like, a lot of theme, not just with him, but like with like, oh, I can just tell this is like, me and this guy have the same sensibility. I could just tell this is a good person or a trustworthy person or whatever.
Yeah.
Like when they landed in Drum island or whatever it's called,
Mm-hmm.
Drum Kingdom, and the main guy,
Dalton?
yeah, Dalton
Dalton.
was like, I can just tell that these guys are okay. So it seems like a
Mm-hmm.
thing. But
that first time that like instinct is gonna.
Yeah.
It's like he that had the whole moment when he beat Mr. 3 and he kicked him in the face and was just like, "How'd you know?" And he's just, instinct.
Yes,
I like
Uh-huh.
that moment.
that was neat.
But it's like, I'm excited to see when that fails.
The instinct thing was. I thought that was a bit much. It was fun, but it was a bit like.
You know what else?
That's not really.
Yeah, but you know what else that was also mentioned with Nami? How she can just instinctually tell like stuff like
Yeah.
storms and stuff
But
like
she's
that.
been able to do that even
Yeah.
back in Logtown. I feel nostalgic for Logtown.
You mean Rogue Town?
Logtown.
Isn't it
sorry.
Logue Town?
I
Oh,
literally
yeah.
feel like I can't believe it. That's where I'm at. Like I think one point I'm gonna go back and read that. But like she was
The
like
storm.
I can feel it. Like there's a storm
It
coming.
was cool.
And which it ended up.
Yeah.
It did.
The instinct as well for both of them that it will make a lot of it. They that's not just a funny little thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it
Gotcha.
doesn't seem like it. It
Yeah.
seems like it's an actual like, yeah.
Oda has not betrayed my trust yet.
No, sir.
So I'm
I have
hoping.
100%. I have all my faith. I feel it. He's a good guy.
Yeah, we're dealing with two very different mangakas on this podcast. I can tell you that for sure. But I have Stockholm syndrome with Araki
Yeah.
for betraying me all the time, and you're gonna feel it too, Clayton, at
Oh,
some
man.
point. But not where it counts.
Okay.
But Oda though, so far concrete.
We do get after Little Garden on our way to Drum Kingdom. We get introduced to the first character I have looked at and immediately had a white hot hatred
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
The little green hat guy.
Oh, him?
Him with the little squiggly
Complete
mouth.
opposite.
I looked at him in 1 second and I was like, I want Luffy to
Oh my
rip this
God.
guy in half.
I
What the
thought-
fuck are y'all talking
With the boat, the guy with the
The
bow
guy
and
who's
arrow,
standing-
Wapple
the guy
was
who's-
like
Oh, the
second
guy-
in
I
command.
thought you were
He was
talking
standing
about-
walking on water. Yeah,
I
Uh-huh.
thought you were talking about Wapple himself.
No,
Because
Wapple
him,
also
I
he
hate
fucking
that's how I
sucks.
felt about Wapple.
I hate
But it was
looking
just
at
like
him.
it was like the one guy, you know, the
Wapole.
shot of him,
Yes, of him just standing
standing
there.
on the water, and I was like, murder that man immediately.
I
Kill
could
him,
not-
kill
I
him,
really
kill
was
him.
like, we do not have time for this.
I-
We do not have time for this.
Yeah, I could not disagree more. I loved
I
looking
think-
at.
I
It's so
did
funny
look
to me.
at him.
I like his.
He was really
It was
funny.
crazy. It was crazy because I did that too. I like
Yeah.
looked at him. I had this immediate hatred for him, and then I looked at like him again, and I was like, maybe he's not so bad.
Yeah.
And then the submarine came up, and I was like, never mind. I was right. I had the instinct.
Luffy
I had
instinct.
Luffy
Kicked your
instinct.
fucking computer immediately.
Well, it was really his exchange with Luffy and Usopp
Oh,
was,
yeah, that was
priceless,
hilarious.
and I fucking loved it. Sorry, before we get to that though, I gotta bring up the South Blue gets name dropped a bit here
Sure.
because Mr. Five has a gat. He got a fucking blicky
Oh yeah.
from the South
Yeah.
Blue, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. Apparently, he's like, yeah, this is all the rage in the South Blue. So apparently, everyone in the South Blue is just strapped.
Yeah.
Is just,
Yeah.
Is
That also
the
means
South.
that,
First Amendment.
It's
the
the
South.
South.
It's
Yeah.
the Bible blue.
but that also means that they have a way of getting in and out of the Grand Line pretty efficiently, right?
Or they just throw it over.
Yeah, they have birds.
There are methods of traveling to different places.
Like
and stuff like that.
flying. Yeah, like
Tell me
flying.
there's secret little currents. Okay,
I
I'm
don't know.
hoping. I'm
The
hoping. I'm
EA,
hoping.
I don't know.
EAC, dude. Yeah. What is it called?
The EAC.
Yeah, East Australian. They're from Nemo.
Yeah. From Nemo.
Yeah, there's-
Yeah.
weird.
I think flying is because the unluckies flew around. That's
Yeah.
how they got everywhere. Or if you have a giant crocodile, I feel like you could get by the calm belt maybe.
So what did y'all think of the moment where Vivi, with everything going on, with her
Yes.
kingdom in danger, with
Oh my God, I
a
wanna bring that
million
up.
lives,
Yeah, I was gonna.
kind of on her chest there, she chooses to detour to save Nami.
I was gonna
Yeah.
bring that up next. It was really cool. I
It's
think
a
her
nice
and Nami are
Yeah.
Her
in
and Nami are
love.
queens.
They're
and
great.
And they're best
And it
friends.
seems like I don't know. I don't think Vivi's also obviously not. I don't feel like it's going to become a straw hat, but it will be interesting when you're going to go from to not having her around anymore.
Yeah.
If she is someone that leaves.
She's starting to fit in. Her character is starting to get more fleshed out, which and
Yeah.
it's complete. It kind of feels like a 180 from how we were introduced to her, which makes sense because she was undercover. But I am interested. It makes sense to me why Vivi would kind of get attached to Nami and care about her because Nami's done so much for her at this point.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering is why does it feel so organic that Nami? Because it does feel organic. That Nami is sticking her neck out so much for Vivi and her cause. Like, because before all this, she was like,
Well-
all right, you're an enemy, and honestly, I'm only doing this because we have to.
Nami and
changed?
Vivi, I think, have similar mindsets in terms of like Nami's entire goal for the last
my
8
God,
years
yeah.
has only been to protect the people of the town that she
Oh my
cares
God,
about.
Yeah, they both have this like
You're so right. I am an
super
idiot.
big pressure for protecting their village.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
how.
so
I
think
forgot all of Nami's.
seeing that in
all of
Vivi.
I forgot all of Nami's character and literally all of my favorite parts of One Piece. I forgot to apply so far to this.
As well as
That's
Nami, of
beautiful.
course, is going to ask for gold, but Nami's not like a bad person. She doesn't actually
Yeah,
like not give a shit.
She's gonna like take the opportunity
Yeah.
to get paid if
That's
she
the thing.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt organic, but my heart knew that this was right. My mind just hadn't kept up.
Yeah.
So yeah, never mind.
It's also like, with Vivi making that decision to make Nami well is not. It really is like I think it was really well established, and it's like it is not just a decision to protect this person that she cares about. It is the strategically
gonna say,
viable
yeah.
decision because
Yes.
without Nami, they die in the water.
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
Nami is the most important character in this
That's-
whole
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
series.
she did
She's the best
say
character.
like, "Wow, I've never seen a seafaring person like this before." Talking about Nami
Yep.
with her like
Yeah.
instincts and
Which-
stuff. So I think she's really, yeah.
And given how important Nami is, it was really annoying whenever they got free of the wax. And only one of the three
Yeah.
had their shirt burned off with her tits out.
I didn't
love
I
that.
wasn't gonna bring it up.
I wasn't complaining, but it was very
Hey.
unnecessary. That's how much
it
I'll
also
say.
got to like that point of like a horny
Horny
Sanji.
Sanji. Did not like our
Yeah.
first glimpse at Horny Sanji.
Horny Sanji was a little much for me.
I just like
It wasn't
pretended
terrible, but it was bad.
I just pretended that didn't happen because he
Yeah.
gave her his jacket, and I was like, I'll just
that was his jacket. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
I'll just
So
erase that
sweet.
from my memory so I
But
can.
that
sleep.
was, I was like,
Yeah.
man, don't do that.
Yeah.
We're gonna start getting those little tastes of that there, and it's not good.
Yeah.
It's
not good.
Yeah. But aside from that,
We get to
well, Django.
Don't.
Django's back.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Django is the cover
Django's
story.
back.
Cover story.
Our translation finally has the titles
Yeah.
of
That
the
is
cover
good.
stories.
Yes, it does. Django goes to Funky Town. He gets mutinied
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
He goes to Funky Town. I'm loving this.
I
shit.
accidentally got spoiled on a Django thing
No,
because it's not a major spoiler, but
there's no way. Django's the most important character.
it was something where I thought I had caught like a funny like in joke where on Django's wanted poster I for some reason thought that Django was spelled with like DJ.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, is that like a joke that the Marines like don't actually know how to spell his name? So I like looked it up to make sure I was right, and then I saw a picture of Django in a certain costume.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? But
Yeah.
we'll get into that later. I'm sure.
I'm going to
And I
not
was
think
wrong.
about that, so I don't figure anything out.
Yeah.
We also
His name
get
is just spelled with a J.
Axe Hand Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
across
they
ships in the
two
night.
ships in the night.
In the day.
Mm-hmm.
In the day.
Yeah.
Day.
I didn't want to say it. I don't want to fucking say
And
it.
also Kaya is also in Funky Town.
Kaya!
Kaya as well. Kaya as
Yeah.
well.
It's crazy we're getting these
And
characters from my least favorite arc of all of our kind of, I guess, least favorite arc of One Piece so far. Who we miss.
Yeah.
Oh, you like? That's right. Sorry, Hayden liked it. I'm definitely liking seeing Kaya and Django again. If we end up seeing Kuro, that'd be kind of hype too.
That first moment when the onion kid walks in and he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, what the fuck? Django.
Yeah.
It's very silly.
Django alert.
Yeah. Also, Kaya looks like she's taking a little vacation to Italy.
Yeah. Well, she's not getting poisoned anymore, so go see the world, girl.
Fucking God,
Yeah.
dude, you're rich. You may as well fucking.
Yeah.
But
All
Drum
right.
Island.
Yeah, Drum
Drum
Island,
Island.
cool.
I like to talk about Drum Island
Loved.
stuff.
Like the snow.
On Drum
Speedwagon.
Island, we get like a blink and you miss it mention of something that references like actual pirate lore. You remember they name dropped
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard.
Yeah,
They name dropped
yeah.
Blackbeard.
I knew there was a guy
Blackbeard.
named Blackbeard.
I
in
knew
one
there
of
was a
these,
Blackbeard as well.
but I'm very excited to explore that more.
Interesting.
He came there and wiped out their whole
Their whole
kingdom.
town.
Just him and 4 guys.
Four
And then
guys,
fucking
which
booked it.
feels like it's creating more of a parallel to Luffy's crew of a pirates that derive their strength from just being strong and not having
Yeah.
a large army of people. Because we've seen every pirate crew so far has been a bunch of dudes.
Uh-huh.
So
And
true.
Luffy, and that's what made like Luffy's crew unique is because it's only 5 dudes.
Uh-huh.
That's exciting. I'm wondering if was it stated if Blackbeard is a warlord, one of the 7 warlords?
I
No.
don't think so.
Okay.
There's like this similar kind of feel of like Mihawk took down a whole army on
Yep.
his own. And
Yeah.
now so is Blackbeard.
By
And
the way-
also Blackbeard, we know Blackbeard. We know he's
Yeah.
like the guy.
For sure.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, just tell me, when are we getting more Mihawk? When are we getting more? I miss him.
Don't tell.
Don't
Don't
tell
tell
me.
me.
Tell me.
Don't
tell.
Don't tell me.
One Piece has a lot of characters that, because if Mihawk, for example, in any of the arcs we've seen, if Mihawk was there at all, it's like, okay, this arc becomes what does Mihawk want to happen, and it will happen.
Yeah, I know. I know it's going to be a while. I know it's gonna be a while.
Like,
He's really good at manifesting as well.
these are some small ponds, and Mihawk is a very big fish.
Yeah.
telling me.
So
Telling me.
you know.
We saw Speedwagon. Speedwagon made an appearance
Yeah.
in this fucking series.
Mr. 11.
Mr. 11 was lit. He looked exactly
Yeah.
like Speedwagon.
Where did Mr. 11 show
He
up
was
at?
on
At
Smoker's
the
ship.
Navy ship.
On
yeah.
the Navy ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
he's
had a
getting
prisoner.
interrogated.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Smoker was like, I got you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Smoker, by the way,
There's
Pranked
so
him.
many.
Love
so
Smoker.
hyped for
so many
Smoker.
things at play right
There
now.
are.
and
They're all gonna come to
Yeah.
fruition
I
in
feel like-
Alabasta. It seems like.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Like, it feels like it could be like, oh, we can disperse all these things going on, and like, so we always have something to follow, or like we're gonna have one really crazy day, where it's like, oh my god, this guy too,
Yeah.
and then like 5 more things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the next lot, like the road low town moment where it's like 5 things
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah.
collapse on themselves.
Totally.
For sure. I really I have very mixed feelings about the fact that the course keeps getting their course keeps getting altered because
What
they
does
keep
that remind me of?
they keep going, trying to go somewhere. They're like, okay, well, this is the way now, and then something happens, like, oh, it's gonna take a year for the log post to set. Oh, well, now we can skip the whole bullshit and just get a just get a straight post to Alabasta. Although, how were they actually trying to reach Alabasta beforehand? Because that wasn't even on their course, was it?
No, they were trying to reach it the old-fashioned way with just following the log poses to island jump.
Yeah, but but Alabasta, you have to do that in a very specific order, and I don't know if Alabasta was on their way.
Well, basically, what you'd have to do is get to an island and set your log pose. The log pose, I think, can only point to one of the islands that is like in the nearest batch, basically. Like if Alabasta were 2 islands away, you wouldn't necessarily be able to point like in that direction, if that makes sense.
Well, it seemed like whenever you start a course on the Grand Line, you got to stick to this one sequence of islands. Because that's where a log pose, it'll take you to this island, it'll take you to the next island.
I
and
think
Yeah,
you
it
and I had a
seems that
similar thing because I came in with Clayton hot with a theory that I was like, I get it. There's 7 warlords of the sea and 7 paths to traverse the Grand Line.
You're right.
He told me that is wrong and that there are not, like, the islands are
Paths,
not, like,
yeah.
the log pose does not take you to islands in a set track. It's just a random island.
It is just
create-
always progressive.
You can create your own path within those clusters of islands.
Yes, you can choose to go to certain islands. You just have to be basically constantly progressing if you want the log poses to work correctly, unless you have an internal pose.
So you have the option of setting your pose to take you to any of the islands that's nearby or that are nearest by.
I'm looking at this like Minecraft right now, where I'm like, oh, if I were in the Grand Line, I'd have my log pose, my eternal pose chest that I'd keep all my eternal poses in and collect them and stuff. And it's like, that'd be such a good, like that'd be a really valuable thing to have, is like just a big collection of eternal poses.
Mm-hmm.
If you can alter your course though like that, how come Crocus is like, you sure you want to pick that path? Because once you set off, it's done. Because also the diagram showed just very...
Because you can't go back. Like, you can't go back to
Yeah.
islands.
Mm-hmm. That makes perfect sense.
You also, it just the way the things work is like, it's very much going to be you locking onto one island, going that way. You can't really meander. It's also a line. So once you get past something, you're probably not going to see it again.
Right.
That's crazy to me.
Well, yeah, why can't you just go backwards?
I believe that's just not how the log poses work. I think if you have an eternal
Like,
pose,
eternal ones could probably bring you back, right?
it's all very...
Yeah.
I can't, off the top of my... I can probably look it up and have better answers for
Gotcha.
you.
Probably not that important that we get into that, but
Yeah.
they have...
We got this runaround with the doctor. We got the doctor and the fucking...
Yeah.
What, the doctor's like a fucking reindeer?
The doctor
Doctor
has
got
a
run
ring.
over
No,
by a
he's reindeer
reindeer.
named Tony Chopper.
Tony Chopper.
Tony Chopper and Dr. Correja.
Yeah.
I definitely know. I've heard the name Chopper a lot from Clayton.
Really?
I'll just say that.
I
Chopper?
haven't. I barely know her.
I think I thought like whenever he was talking about Chopper, I was like, Chopper from Star Wars Rebels. I always thought you were talking about the droid. Great droid, by the way. Might even be named after Tony Chopper.
Almost certainly.
Girl. Wow. That's crazy.
But yeah, there's a reindeer with a built-in hat, and then there's a
With a blue nose.
with a blue nose, and there's a lady,
A
a
gilf.
witch,
Uh-huh.
witch doctor.
I'm really sorry about that.
140-year-old woman.
140-year-old woman who will be played by Jamie Lee Curtis because
Yeah.
she said she
I
wanted
totally,
to.
when I saw her, I was like, yes, awesome. Because me
Yes.
and Josh were both like, oh, everyone thinks she's a scary witch. How much you want to bet she's just like some hot woman that they draw the same as everyone else,
Yep. She's not.
But actually, epic character
Slay.
design.
Yep.
Slay.
She also comes in, is like, that boy's sick. And they're like,
Yeah.
no, he's not. And she's like, yes, he is. And the boy's like, I think I am. She cures him and is like, okay, I'll take everything you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's awesome. She's
Which
also
is the healthcare.
she's Santa Claus apparently. She is their version of Santa Claus.
She's
Yep.
Santa Claus and the Grinch.
Oh my god.
All
That's
rolled into
awesome.
one.
She has a
And-
belly button ring, which is epic.
Yeah.
She literally, when you told me about Jamie Lee Curtis, there was no work that my brain had to do
I
to imagine that.
Literally, Clayton, I saw a snippet of an interview with Jamie Lee Curtis where she was literally talking about how she loves One Piece, and she's like, yes, people want me to play some sort of that witch character who I didn't know what she was talking about, and they were like, yes, and she was like, blah blah blah, yeah, I'd love to do it. One Piece is incredible. We'll see if the first season's any good.
Oh my god.
And then also someone the interviewer handed her a Tony Chopper plushie.
Whoa.
Which she was like, yes, this is Tony Chopper, and I love him.
Yeah.
But I seen that day. Then I read this. I want you to know that's serendipity. That's something called
Yeah.
serendipity.
True.
Fucking. Also, yeah, we haven't talked about Drum Island really that much.
Yeah.
I think
I think we don't got a whole lot of time left, but I would love to hear thoughts.
one thing had the fucking hardest line of the whole, at least these 2 volumes, maybe in a while, when Dalton finally just charges up to Wapple and just cuts him, and Wapple's like, I'm gonna die, and Dalton just says, go ahead and die. I came here to kill you. And it's just like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
I'm sad Dalton died.
And then Dalton
yeah,
got
I sure hope it does.
skewered. That was a brutal fucking thing. He's gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
He had the ox fruit. He'll be okay.
Ox.
Well, that is an interesting thing. The ox fruit is we get a mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of a
This is the-
family.
This is the
Introduction.
buffalo model.
The buffalo model,
the
Zoan fruit.
Zone.
Or the bison model? Is that
Bison model, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
it doesn't
He's an ox guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
when
is-
they said
it's a
Zoan
Zoan.
family, they meant the species, like
The type of
Yeah.
devil fruit.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was saying that his
Wait,
like
zoan
he was,
like animal, like zoology, like zoology. Oh.
Oh, I thought it was talking about like a family, like it was a
Me
fruit
too.
that gets.
Me too. I thought there was like a
Yeah.
garden
But
that
like,
a family had.
but in a taxonomy family.
Yes.
Like
Essentially, yeah, like how you would talk about like a family of a
So
certain
there-
fruit. I don't know if
Primates,
that's how it
yeah.
works.
So there are furries just running around.
There are
They're furry
furries
fruit. There are furries
rampantly
rampant.
infesting
Wow.
the One Piece
rampant,
world.
rampant. Also, Tony Chomper, we see him in reindeer. We see him in this reindeer form, and then on the cover of the next
He's a
freaking
little
volume,
guy.
He's a little guy.
he's a little guy.
He's a little guy. It's
Whoa.
fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. Are you?
Cover of the next
always
volume
not worried
because
about
I
it.
stopped when the volume ended.
Interesting.
Wow.
Anyway, also really important moments for Luffy in this
Are
volume.
you gonna bring up the same thing I am? Yeah.
Yeah, when he comes to Drum Island, they're very huh? When he ejaculates at Drum Island.
No.
Just Drum Island.
Yeah, Drum Island.
Drum Island.
When he comes to
It's gonna be Drum Island by the time he's done with it.
yeah. He kind of jumps the gun like he always does. And fucking because they're very cautious and they've dealt with pirates before. They shoot at them and Vivi gets shot. Vivi gets flesh wounded and she's like, "Dude, you're a fucking failure." She calls him a fucking prick and he's like, "You're right." And he has a moment of humility.
Yep.
Luffy has a moment of humility, and when he's taking Nami up the mountain, he has to show restraint
Yeah.
Yeah,
because he doesn't want
Yeah.
to hurt Nami.
I liked that page a lot.
nice challenge to
When
Luffy.
Yeah.
that page when he said I was wrong or whatever, just
Yeah.
like his facial expressions and like I liked that page.
It was very good.
It was
Very
cool.
good. Actual, it might be some of the first real noticeable, at least, like character development in
Yeah.
Luffy.
I think there's a difference between development and progression. And
Yeah.
in One Piece, a lot of characters, they have like such strong principles that they start at a point and they will learn and grow. But their journey is not always learning like the error of their ways and becoming a new person. I think the characters get a lot of development, which is us learning about them and getting a lot of insight into the way that they work.
Yeah.
That's a good way to word
That's
it.
what I was
Progression.
gonna say. Yeah, because it's like we're still. It's not really like that he's changing that much. It's just like we're getting characterization that we didn't have before
Yeah.
about him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Freaking exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I did not say a single thing.
I feel like someone.
Adriana.
That was the ghost. That was the
Adriana, don't be shy.
Go
The
ahead,
ghost
go
dots.
ahead,
Yeah.
We
Adriana.
know you don't want. We know you just. so clamped
But
up.
with that, we'll talk about Wapol next week.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure we'll get a whole
Because it's still
discussion.
going on. Yeah.
Fucking idiot, hate him.
Wapol,
And
everybody's
his
Fucking
20
favorite
surgeons.
One Piece villain.
I hope he explodes into a million pieces. I fucking hate him.
I hope the
man.
giants come back and eat him, and it's like Attack on Titan brutality
God.
levels.
He'd eat them from the inside. He can eat. He
Hate
ate a
it.
whole
You
shit.
got the
anyway,
chomp fruit.
Yes,
Hate it.
I
The
think
munch wasn't it the munch fruit?
he's
I
a-
get the
yeah.
munch
He's a
munch.
munch.
When I
fucking munch.
when I smoke of that little weed, I get my munch fruit.
Anyway, anything else we need to? Don't you put your fist up for a
Nope.
fist bump?
Fist bump me
Hit
for-
him in the face.
Fist me for
Hit
munch
him
Strike
munch
him.
fruit.
face.
Fist
Punch
me.
him.
With that.
With that, anything else we need to stop in here for a little One Piece?
Not that I
little
can.
kiss.
Eensy beensy with a One Piece.
Nami has weather report. You'll get that later.
Okay, that's a stand, surely.
No.
Surely. No, it's an app.
Okay. She has the iPhone weather.
He has the
app.
iPhone.
Vivi's like, I've never seen anyone like it.
Okay, great, awesome.
Oh, the way that they cared so much about Nami that they were sleeping at her bedside.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
forgot, dude.
Oh, when Sanji when the rocky water and he like picked up her bed to keep it stable
Oh,
in like the
yeah.
same position and keep
I
her
did not
from
notice
rocking.
that.
Yeah, it was a really cool moment.
Oh, that's awesome.
Amazing.
All right.
Love them.
Awesome.
They're cute. I love them all.
So now
Yeah.
expectations. What are we reading? What are we reading for One
We are
Piece?
reading the next 2 volumes. Expectations. This arc has a lot of great stuff. It has a lot of stuff that this has never been one of my favorites. This is a lot of people. There's moments in here that are like some of their favorites of the whole series.
Wow.
I've never really felt that way about this. I think it's fun. You're talking about like steaks and stuff. Don't worry about Waffle. He's gonna be a fun little speed bump. I don't think I'm giving anything away.
Glad about
No,
that.
I think the minute anybody who has a fucking life in their body gets near him, he's separated into 40 parts and put in every ocean.
Yeah.
He literally, I think he strikes such a chord because not only is he fucking annoying, but he is, honestly, his kingdom still had more accessible healthcare than the United States of America. And that was really, that hit hard, man.
So we're going to finish the Drum Island situation, and then we're going to get to just some, because Drum Island is about the same-ish size as Little Garden, chapter-wise. There's some meat to dig into there. It's not a pit stop like Whiskey Peak or the Reverse Mountain. But we're going to get our first little crumbs of the following arc, which is we're going to be there for a couple episodes of this like 4 episodes.
Oh, wow, okay.
4 or
Holy
5 episodes.
shit.
Whoa.
Oh
So
my
look, we're
God.
getting to the real deal.
Okay.
And this is still the same saga we're going to be in?
The same saga.
Well, because they still have to go to Alabasta. So.
Okay. What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're getting to the juicy part.
And what is Clayton going to be watching?
Yeah.
Clayton.
Yes, Josh?
Clayton.
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 You are going to be watching 4 episodes. Yep. We are finally out of the 3-episode stretch of Star Wars Crusaders. You will watch 4 episodes
Damn.
of Star Wars Crusaders.
God damn.
10, 11, 12, 13. Because 10 and 11 are one battle.
Uh-huh.
And then of course you have 12 and 13. But I'm actually excited. I think these are going to be fun episodes to really
So
talk
is it
about.
3 battles total still?
3 battles total
Cool.
still.
Fantastic.
Then after that we're actually. You want to see this?
I want to see the
He
list.
wants to take some peeks.
Then after that you're actually going to be getting into some of.
Oh shit, that's next episode? That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna soon enough. You're gonna be getting into some of my favorite little battles of Star Wars Crusaders,
Okay.
or ones that are more fun. We're actually, I think we're about, we're approaching the halfway point of the first half of Star Wars Crusaders.
The
the
quarter
quarter?
point.
So we are approaching the quarter
You're
quell
so pretty, Josh.
of of Star Wars Crusaders, which is really fun. And yeah, I think I'm looking forward to talking about these. In my honest opinion, my personal opinion, you guys tell me otherwise, there isn't gonna be a really disturbing episode for a while. This will be mostly fun. I think in terms of, still kind of expect what you've been expecting.
Yeah.
The stakes aren't. They still have one goal. And these boys are just trying to survive and thrive another day.
Yeah.
And you're going to learn about more stands and stand users. It's pretty simple. It's you kind of are starting to get the formula now. That's mostly kind of what part 3 is going to be. But, encourage you to have fun with it. Have fun. Just vibe.
Have
You know?
fun, Clayton.
It's like
Yeah. How do you feel, by the way, about the opening? By the way,
It's grown on me.
grown on you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still, I don't know if it's overtaken 2 yet, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
it's grown on me.
I mean, probably one. For me, nothing overtakes 2.
When I
but-
show you the edit I made where I put "Toxic" by Britney Spears over it, then it'll be your favorite.
Show me
Okay.
that immediately after
I'm
we
excited
close this
about
podcast.
that.
All right,
All
yay!
right.
Okay,
And
well,
with that,
And with that.
yay,
And with that.
with that.
Oh, follow us on Twitter, by the way. Follow us on fucking
Oh, yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
We are at Hat Crusaders Pod. I think that, hold on, let me look at
Podcast.
let me actually look at it. Yes, the Straw Hat Crusaders Pod Twitter, it's at Hat Crusaders Pod. Follow us there.
Or don't.
Or don't, but actually do, because I will start tweeting.
Okay.
Start tweeting.
All right.
If
Actually,
you don't follow us, Josh is going to
He's
tweet,
gonna
and you
tweet
don't
all
want
over
that.
I will
the
be tweeting
place.
polls. And I will even be taking
Yes.
questions.
like metal ones?
Yes.
questions and
Yeah.
questions.
Of course, by the time you're hearing us say this, he will have been doing that for a long
and
time.
we will be
Years.
famous.
At least 9
Yeah.
weeks.
We are backlogged a little bit.
A lot.
What? That's crazy.
No.
Oh my God, we've been doing this for like almost
We've been doing this
two and a half months.
Yeah.
for a billion years.
Yeah.
All right. They didn't need to know that. But okay.
That's okay.
We love you.
We love you.
Good night.